Hare Krishna. Hello friends, I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra, I am preacher of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and today is very special lecture. Today I am going to talk about social media and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Whenever we are trying to compare ourselves with other people and trying to follow other people blindly, and whatever these people are doing, we are only doing blindly. At that time, we are actually doing the wrong things. So this is what mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is what Lord Krishna clearly stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna actually spoken Srimad Bhagavad Gita before 5000 years ago in the battle of Mahabharata before Arjuna, and Arjuna actually stated, Madhav, I am not going to fight. And after listening of entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna clearly stated, Nashta moho smriti labda tat prasadam Krishna titasam gata sandhya karishya vachanam tava. Whatever you say, Madhav, I will follow blindly. Means to follow Lord Krishna blindly. After listening everything, Lord Krishna actually opened his all the senses. And after open up his all the senses, he clearly stated, Nashta moho smriti labda tat prasadam Krishna Stitasam gata sandeha karishya vachanam tava. Whatever you instruct me, Madhav, I will follow accordingly. So, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it means itself a book of the science and motivation. So we just have to consider these all things, means how to motivate ourselves, how to follow the ethics, moral values in our life, how to develop our character. Character doesn't means to have a multiple relations and multiple wives. It's a common thing. Means whatever you say, means if something is good for the society, you just have to do it. If you want to keep two wives, but it is good for the society, then you must have to do it. So this is actually mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is actually mentioned by Lord Krishna. Means we all have to, we are only social animal. We all have to do whatever good thing for the society, whatever best thing for the society, for the creation of Lord Krishna. If something is good for the society, we must have to follow. But whenever we are selfish, whenever we are thinking about ourselves, whatever action we are taking for only and only for ourself, at that time we are selfish, and selfishness is very dangerous for the society. Selfishness is the only cause of the adharma or irreligious practices. This is what Madhusudana clearly stated. Bhagavad Gita, timeless spiritual guide, teaches self-control, awareness and duty without attachment. Lord Krishna clearly stated, duty without attachment. Here Arjuna totally surrendered to Lord Krishna. Arjuna actually folded with his two hands and said, Karpaniye doso prata swabhava puchhami tvam dharma sammod cheta esasya sanishitam bruhitan me sishyam te aham sadimam tam prapannam. Here Arjuna clearly stated, Madhav, I am not able to understand what ought to be done and what ought not to be done. So Madhav, please guide me. What should be done and what should not be done. So what is the better thing to do for me? Please guide me, Madhav. Here Madhav clearly stated, here Krishna said about perform a prescribed duty. Hatva praptasya swargam jitva poksa sami mahima tasmada uttishta kanteya yuddham kuru nishaya. Here Madhav clearly stated, if you die in this battlefield after perform your prescribed duty, then you will get a heavenly planet. But if you conquer this battlefield, then you will get back your kingdom, which was actually seized by Kauravas. So it will be win-win situation for you. So you just have to fight for sake of fighting. You just have to perform your prescribed duty without considering whether you will get a success or failure, whether happiness or distress. You don't have to consider anything. Perform a prescribed duty in equiposed manner. This is what Madhusudana clearly stated. This is what Madhava clearly stated. So control over the mind and senses. This is actually most important. In order to whenever we are comparing ourselves with the other people through the social media, at that time control our mind and senses. This is actually most important. Gita verses for him. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verse number 6, chapter number 6, the Bandhur Atmanam Manatasya Nena Atmana Jita Jitatmana Mana Vate Satruto Vatave. Means here Madhusudana clearly stated, verse number 6, chapter number 6. Here Krishna clearly stated, the person who has conquered his mind is greatest friend. But the person who has failed to do so, his very mind is greatest enemy of the particular person. And the particular person who has conquered his mind, he has already reached the super soul. he will surely get a tranquility, supreme tranquility, and there is a no prescribed duty for that particular person who has conquered his mind. There is a no prescribed duty for the particular person who has conquered his mind, who has conquered his senses. So this is what, whenever we are conquering our senses, we don't have any particular duty to perform. So we will surely make ourselves free from all kind of material duties. Application. Social media constantly pulls our attention, likes, followers, trends, and the Gita emphasizes the mind control, self-discipline, and by mastering one's mind, we can use social media positively without being ruled by it. We must have to use without being ruled out by it. Detachment from the outcome, niskam karmaha. Here Madhusudana clearly stated, karmani vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phal heturbu mate sango swakarmani. Here Krishna clearly stated, you have right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruit of the action, and you don't have to try to attach with your prescribed duty. This is what Madhusudana clearly stated. Verse number 47, chapter number 2. Krishna further stated, नियतम कुरु कर्म त्वाम कर्म जाया ही अकर्मण शरीर शरीर यत्रपि च तेना प्रसिद्ध अकर्मणः. Here Madhusudana clearly stated, perform your prescribed duty. Working is better than not working, and no one can maintain his or her physical body without performing his or her duty. So we are not able to maintain our physical body without performing our prescribed duty. So we are only here in this material world to perform a prescribed duty. If something is good for the society, then only that kind of prescribed duty we have to follow. This is the identification. If something is good for the society, for the creation of Lord Krishna, we don't have to harm the creation of Lord Krishna. Whenever we are selfish, we are thinking only and only about ourselves. At that time we are selfish, and this kind of selfish behavior will surely harm to the society. So this is about self-identity versus social comparison. Gita verses, Lord Krishna clearly stated, the wise see with an equal vision a learned man, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and also dog eater. That particular person, wise person, will surely think, see all the things equally, whether there is a pebble, stone, or anything like that. Social media fosters comparisons and also envy. We are comparing, that particular person has this much follower, he has too many followers, and at the same time we are actually not doing like this. So social media foster the comparisons and also envy. The Gita teaches the samatva, equality, and inner stability. Samatvam, equality, and also inner stability. Here Krishna stated, Yogasa Kuru Karmani Sangam Tenkta Dhananjaya Siddhya Siddhya Samabhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Means the equanimity of mind, that is called yoga. So we all must have to be yogi, or try to acquire the equanimity of mind, obtain the equanimity of mind. One should not measure the worth through the digital metrics, but through the self-awareness and also moral integrity. Self-awareness and also moral integrity, this is actually most important. About we don't have to compare ourselves with the digital metrics, but we have to compare by self-awareness and also moral integrity. Use of the knowledge and also discernment, buddhi yoga. Gita verses, perform prescribed duty with the intelligence of the evenness of the mind and discarding the attachment. This is actually mentioned in verse number 50, chapter number 2. Here, in the world, in a material world, full of the misinformation and also sensationalism, buddhi yoga, the yoga of the intellectual, help the cultivate the discernment before sharing, reacting, or believing the content. Use reason and wisdom. Use our reasoning power. Think before you post. Means whatever, we don't have to post blindly. We just have to think before post anything on the social media. Balance and moderation. Gita verses, he who temperate in the eating, reaction, work, and sleep can mitigate all the sorrow by the practicing of yoga. This actually mentioned verse number 17, chapter number 6. Excessive screen time play, addiction to the scrolling or online debate disturb mental peace, which will surely disturb our mental peace. Gita calls for the moderation, encourage the digital balance, and setting the time limit and maintaining the real life interaction. This is actually mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Speech and ethical communications. Gita verses, austerity of the speech consists in the speaking truthfully and beneficially and avoiding the speech that offends. This is actually mentioned verse number 15, chapter number 17. Online communication after the lack of the kindness or responsibility. The Gita reminds us to use our word and even online with a comparison, honesty, and also mindfulness. Role of dharma in digital life. Gita was better is one's own duty through the imperfectly done than another duty well performed. We only have to perform only and only our prescribed duty, even if we are not doing it performly. Means we are not performing it perfectly, but we don't have to adopt other people's duty. However, we are actually performing in a perfect manner. But means whatever duty prescribed duty for all of us, we just have to perform. Means doesn't matter whether we are actually perfectly performing or imperfectly performing. We only and only right to perform our prescribed duty only. Everyone has the digital dharma. Digital dharma, this is actually new terminology. Using the technology responsibly, spreading the truth and promoting the harmony, and not engaging in the hate or deceit. The Gita concept of the Swadharma reminds us to stay authentic online. Authentic online. This actually mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So this is about all about social media in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Means about we just have to follow our prescribed duty. We don't have to think about other. We don't have to compare. If we really want to compare, we don't have to compare with a digital matrix. If we really want to compare ourselves with other, then compare the matrix like a self-awareness and also self-integrity. So this is actually mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is actually mentioned by Lord Krishna. I hope you all can understand, and please watch this video before using your social media, and also try to acquire the follow from the social media. Means we don't have to post that is actually harmful for the society. We just have to think before post anything. We just have to think twice before post anything. We just have to use our logical power. We just have to use our reasoning power. So I hope you all can understand. If you have any question, any doubt, then please kindly put a comment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Jai Sri Radhe.